Good morning, students. Now today we are going to continue the economic diversity. Yesterday we have studied that as per the region, as per the location or as per the locality, the economic activity of the person varies. Like in the northern plain, the people mainly perform agriculture, but in the coastal regions, the activity performed mainly by the people is fishing. Now, in the cold regions such as Ladakh, where very little agriculture is possible because the region is covered with snow for most part of the year. Also, this region does not receive adequate rainfall. Rearing sheep and yak is the main occupation of the people here. Kashmiri goat found in this region produce the highly expensive pashmina wool, which along with apricot forms the region's main export. In the eastern and southeastern Rajasthan, the main crop grown are jowar, bajra, maize, oilseed and wheat. The western part of state is dry and arid. Camel is the most important livestock reared here. So in the cold region of Ladakh, the agriculture is not possible as the area is covered with the snow throughout the year, most part of the year. And it also receives very less rainfall. So rearing of sheep and yak is the main occupation of the people here. One of the goat known as Kashmiri goat found in this region produces a most expensive wool which is known as pashmina wool, and also along with the apricot, these two are pashmina wool and apricot are the main export of this region. Now, eastern and southeastern Rajasthan, the main crop grown are jowar, bajra, maize, oilseed and wheat, whereas in the western part of the state it is dry and arid. Camel is the most important livestock reared here. Now, religious diversity. India has been home to various religions from olden time. The oldest religion of India is Hinduism. Other main religions that thrive in India are Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism and Sikhism. Our constitution declares that India is a secular country where all its citizens enjoy right to freedom of religion as a fundamental right. So, as we know that India is a country which has various religions, and the oldest religion is said to be the Hinduism. The other main religion of the India are Islamic, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism and Sikhism. As our constitution declares that India is a secular country and it is the fundamental right of each and every citizen that they have right to follow their own culture or religion. Now, cultural diversity. People living in different regions of India speak different languages. They have different types of food and they celebrate different festivals. There are 22 languages listed in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. So the people in India, they live in the different regions and they speak different languages and celebrate different cultures, festivals and eat different types of food. So as per the culture, there are 22 languages which has been listed in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Now, what does diversity add to our life? Now, diversity adds variety to our life and enriches it significantly. It teaches us to be open-minded and tolerant. It helps us evolve as better human beings because we respect people with different religious beliefs, viewpoints, customs and cultures. So the diversity, what it does, it adds and it enriches our life significantly. It adds variety. Further, it teaches us to be open-minded and tolerant and help us to become a very tolerant and very effective person. Now, it also helps us in being a better human. We respect people with different religions and viewpoints and custom and cultures. Now, It is amazing that in spite of all the geographical, economic and religious differences, we Indians share some strong similarity. The vastness of our country or the physical barriers never been able to discourage the movement of people from one part of country to another. Unity was exhibited clearly during the struggle for independence from the British rule. Thousands of Indians from various parts of the country and from diverse culture background fought against the British exploitation of India and finally forced them to leave country. During times of war, Indochina War in 1962 and Kargil War in 1999, and in the face of natural calamities such as earthquake and flood, the entire country comes together to meet the challenge. Thus, by coming together, the Indians demonstrate how, despite being different, they constitute one nation. Unity in diversity surely defines India appropriately. So, in spite of having a different geographical, economical and religious differences, India is an amazing country, as in spite of being vast and the physical barriers, it has never been able to discourage the people from moving from one part of the country to the other part of the country. Further, the unity is also exhibited in the struggle of independence from the British rule, as thousands of India from the various parts of the country, they came with a diverse culture and diverse background. They came and fought against the British and threw them out of the country. During the war of Indochina and the Kargil, the people from the different part of the country, they came together and they fought. Even in the natural calamities like earthquake and flood, people from the entire country come together and meet the challenge. Thus, by coming together, the Indians demonstrate how, despite of being different, they constitute one nation. That is unity in diversity. Surely defines India appropriately. Now, for homework, you will be doing the exercises. Tomorrow, I will continue with the next chapter. Thank you.